during your path of the dragon, it can be that you can have a visit from a so-called, what I call, a dragon god. A dragon god is responsible for the creation of life in this world. Of course, everyone believes and thinks that it was God or Jesus or Muhammad. Well, actually, no. I came to find out that it was not at all like that. I worship the dragon as being one with nature. Actually, they are nature. They are the embodiment of nature. And the children of nature, in this case, are the dragons. Because I mean, it doesn't make sense that, God has the image of a man or a woman or whatever. God has the image of something very primal. And in this case, this is the dragon. Uh, and the dragon god, there are actually several dragon gods, many dragon gods. Well, actually, I had an encounter with what I call the four elemental dragon gods: water, air, fire, earth. Water, air, fire, earth. And so these are actually what I have seen in my dragon's path. Actually, I was not prepared for that. I will make this sure that I was not prepared for any visit of the dragon god. So a dragon in general, actually, to be very honest, I am never, and you will never be prepared for the arrival of a dragon in general. The first, of course, was my own dragon, my dragon by my side in 2005 that I meet my first dragon. I was not prepared for this. And I was, oh my goodness, the feeling that I had once I encountered my dragon was amazing. I didn't need more than that. I was liberated. I was free. It seems that I was free. What my dragon did there was to release me from humans. And that I know where my path should be. A path that is not yet being created. A path that is new. A path that you have to take for yourself. And that wherever my dragon is, there is where my path will go. But I'm actually talking about the dragon gods. The arrival of the dragon gods as well cannot be that you will not be prepared for. For example, my first encounter with a dragon god, in this case goddess, that was Tiamat, also being called Ghana. And she is actually Mother Nature. What everyone says, Mother Nature. And of course, it seems dogmatic from me all the time to say, please be gentle for nature or else face the consequences. And people are actually angry with me by saying, you cannot say that, that is dogma. Well, actually, it's not dogma. Look around you. The world is on fire at this moment. If we destroy nature, well, face the consequences, humans. Well, stop eating meat or stop this deforestation or things like this. Things that actually hurt our planet, hurt my dragon goddess. Or in this case, our dragon goddess, because she's a creator of all. My first encounter with her was many years ago. I was not prepared for this. And whatever I could feel whenever she was, it was like it is now in the forest. I felt the forest, I felt the energy, I felt life with her. I always wondered myself, why am I so soft when it comes to life? I want, whenever there is an ant, I will step over it. Whenever there's a spider in my house, I will never kill it. I will not even hurt a fly. I will look at the fly and examine it just to see how beautiful it is. That is what it is. And that is also what Tiamat taught me. Appreciate life, appreciate everything that she creates. And of course, she is an amazing, from all the dragon gods, they are all amazing and beautiful. Very, very much beautiful. I cannot say it enough how beautiful these dragons are. My second encounter was Leviathan. Of course, that was much darker. It was like, I loved him, I felt good with him, but oh, my dragon goddess, he is actually so dark, he is the stuff of nightmares. Not himself, but he reflects, the void. And whenever there is the void, he taught me the darkness of the dragon. And the darkness of the dragon is a very important thing to learn, because the dragon is not all light or, from Tiamat in itself. Tiamat also is the chaos. Whenever she arrived to me, the first thing that I felt was chaos. The second that I felt with Leviathan was darkness. But it was all to let me learn about this, to be one with the chaos, to be one with the darkness, because they are teaching us as their children. My third encounter was Fafnir. And Fafnir is the fire that I've learned a lot, because I've learned from Fafnir that dragons do not breathe fire, physical fire. Dragons actually breathe their soul. It's actually what I've learned from Fafnir is that it's astral projection, to go outside of the body, and that the fire of the dragon is in fact the dragon's soul. Whenever I felt Fafnir for the first time, I felt like there is something different about him, because he doesn't 100% feel like the previous dragon gods, because he was born in this world like any one of us, even as a human. In before, I didn't want to see it, but I'm sorry about that. But I didn't want to see it, but he had something from human in us. He's actually the most comparable with who we are, actually. If you are ever in trouble, then try to talk with Fafnir, because Fafnir has the most the experience of being a human amongst humans, while he actually was a dragon. And he taught me that the dragon's soul is eternal, and the dragon's soul gets recycled all the time. The dragon's soul always goes to a new life. And that is what Fafnir actually taught me, that actually there is no death, there is only rebirth all the time. Dying means rebirth. Every ending has a new beginning. That is what Fafnir taught me. And then there was the fourth, but that was something much more different. The fourth dragon god, Quetzalcoatl. Actually, I always said I never met Quetzalcoatl. I never met him. It's like I learned so much from him inside of books, in the Aztec books and things like this. He was so much worshipped all the time. But I thought that he was the missing one. Of course, there are other dragon gods such as Shenlong and Tialong that I've never met, but he was actually like the missing link, to complete the four elements. But he is the wind. He should be the wind, the air in our lungs, and the air of the dragon lungs, is very important. But I thought that he was actually the one that is the missing link. But he was actually, a couple of years ago, I had an encounter inside of my visions and dreams about a dragon that is being called Lucifer. And Lucifer is a dragon that recently also comes back inside of my dreams. And I've seen this dragon before inside of dreams and visions before my awakening, before I had this. He in fact was one with wisdom. He had a lot of wisdom. He taught me to be a vegan. He taught me actually to have respect for life even more than Tiamat does. He was actually the one that said to me, be good for life, be good in this. And he was also my inspiration to tell all of these experiences. And to be very honest, he was the most beautiful dragon that I've ever seen, and I gave into my feelings of lust in that moment. And but later on I came to understand that this Lucifer dragon, I was always raised Catholic, so I thought that I should have distance from him. Of course, that is the entire goal of this religion, that you ditch all of these spiritualities that is actually belonging to you, and in that you embrace a different religion, that you listen to them. Well, actually, that is what that is the cause of Lucifer in this case. Lucifer said to follow your own energy, to follow your own spirit, to follow your own dragon in this case, to follow the dragon. Follow the dragon. With following the dragon, you follow your own spirit. That is what Lucifer taught me. And Lucifer in this case, that revealed himself later on as the dragon that was worshipped in Mexico so many years ago. The one dragon that said, don't put a sacrifice for me. If you want to put a sacrifice, then sacrifice something that you own, something from yourself. If you sacrifice an animal, that doesn't make sense, because that is not you. When you want to sacrifice something, then you have to sacrifice something of yourself. And so I did. With the voice of Lucifer in my back mind, I just gave myself to Tiamat, to my dragon, and to all of the dragons. I sacrificed myself, because if people just forgot what sacrifices are. Sacrifices are something that you sacrifice. You sacrifice something for them. It's not that, when you kill an animal, that you sacrifice something for them. No, you are killing something against its will. This is not a sacrifice. This is murder. And that is also what Lucifer taught me, that he was in fact Quetzalcoatl. He was the same dragon, and he later on revealed himself that he was actually Quetzalcoatl, but he preferred to call himself before me as Lucifer. Because both of them, both Quetzalcoatl or Lucifer, called them their nickname is the same thing. That is the morning star. In the stories, he gave his blood to create life in itself, and to create life, you have to correspond with the other dragon gods, and that is not what I just believe. That is what I feel, my brothers and sisters. I feel that Quetzalcoatl is not only responsible for life or creating life. All of the dragon gods are, but my dragon goddess, he is so wise. He's so ancient. I cannot even believe how ancient and wise he is. You can have encounters with dragon gods. Most of the time starts with the dragon by your side. When the dragon gods come, it means that you need to learn something. You need to learn a new chapter in your dragon's path, you can say. The dragon gods arrive when you have to evolve at that moment, and they will be your teacher at that moment. It's actually, it's a privilege, to have these dragons as your teachers, because they are responsible of life. They are actually gods, and they are you can say, your creator. In this case, you are the direct child or daughter or son of them, and so they want actually so that you can be taught by them. Every dragon god has their way of teachings. Like I said, Tiamat was chaos, Leviathan was darkness, Fafnir was realization, and Quetzalcoatl was wisdom. And so in this case, Lucifer is wisdom, and that is very much in common with the dragon. Dragons are so wise, my brothers and sisters. They can teach us so much. But what I am sure of, in your dragon's path, every dragon's path, we will have a visitor from a dragon god, and at that moment it is time to learn and evolve.